Here's the here's Pope Benedict the 16th, and he's resigning his commission or whatever you want to call it. It's the chief honcho, and I think this tells it all. I said, good luck. Just about. I promised last time, in the last posting, that I would say a thing or two about why I think he's quitting at this time. Well, for one thing, it's been in the works, obviously, and I'll tell you why. Because there is apparently an abandoned convent in the Vatican, and it is being, a suite of rooms, or probably palatial rooms, are being modernized for him. You know, they're going to move in tapestries and all of this stuff. There'll be priests and nuns attending him. It's not going to be any humble thing. To dismiss that from your notion. There's not a chance in the world he's going to live in splendor, and so it's going to take some time to get these apartments ready for him. So, which means that he must have made the decision, say, at least about a year and a half ago. And that's confirmed by his brother. His brother is I think the brother is now a Monsignor. He was a former choir master there in Munich, I believe, and he had said that his brother had confided in him that he was packing it in. Don't you know, resign, packing it in, that's what I call it. Well, what set him on the course of resignation? Too much to handle. I think the bank thing came along. Now, I'm not going to, in this talk, not going to tell you too much about the bank because I've already posted 2 programs on that, which I'd like you to see because they're rather long, but they're packed with the history of the thing. And this mafia bank of theirs has come alive again, and it's become a mafia bank. And it's a terrific scandal. Another thing that's happened, of course, is Los Angeles Archdiocese, Cardinal Mahoney. He, as you may know, he's due next week, I think, is to go before for depositions, and he's walking on ice. It'll be interesting to see whether or not he takes the plane to elect a new pope and then doesn't come back to Los Angeles. After all, the Vatican is already hosting people like Cardinal Law. Law dare not come back to the United States. If he comes to Massachusetts, they're going to subpoena him immediately. There's the matter of his butler. His butler has leaked all kinds of papers to an Italian journalist by the name of Nuzzi, who's published a book. And I gather that it's sort of the tip of the iceberg, and about the privileges and the double dealings and all the things that are going on. And apparently the butler had wanted to inform the Pope of these things. It's either the Pope wouldn't listen to it or whatever. And so that's the reason that the butler gave for leaking these documents. Yet another reason, of course, is that with regard to the bank and so much else that's going on in the Vatican, there is an Archbishop Vigano, and he was in the administration of the Vatican, and he complained vocally to the Pope about what was going on. He said it was just simply utterly corrupt. Now, what was the Pope's response to that? To clean house? No. He decides, he said, my son, you should go to Washington, D.C. and become the papal nuncio. Be my nuncio. Take care of things there. I don't want to go, Father, Holy Father. Go, go, go. So they get this guy out of town. That's how you do your reform. Moreover, this thing about the visitations to the nuns in the United States, they're so uppity, you see. They're talking about female priests. They're talking about women's rights and so forth, and the Vatican doesn't want to hear that. It's a boys' club. And so they're going to send out a visitation, but visitate sounds like a cozy word or something. Inquisition would be the better word, but anyway, they're going to send these old priests out, the ones that have been responsible for all these cover-ups, for all this corruption, to tell the nuns what they should be doing. The number of nuns in the Catholic Church it just collapsed. It's no longer a vocation for women. They simply won't go there. And understandably, the church it's a million years ago and all this stuff. And finally, I think the matter of the sainthood of Pius XII. This was a thing that was being promoted by John Paul II, and what's his name, Benedict the 16th, has picked up on that one and pushing that ahead. And that's turned out to be a scandal because even to this day, the Vatican still has not made public all the papers regarding the Pius XII in the Second War and in relationships with Hitler and so forth. Now, all these things have accrued, and it's to a point that I think the Pope realizes that he has absolutely no chance whatsoever of changing anything, except the one thing that he can do is get out and name his own successor. He got the job in the first place by literally telling John Paul II what people should be appointed to the College of Cardinals. They were stacked with Cardinal Ratzinger, later Benedict XVI, stacked with his creatures. They were the ones that elected him. Now he's going out. In the years that he's been there, let's see, he became Pope in 2005, I believe. He has stacked. If the cardinal gets over 80, he can no longer vote. So he's been stacking them with his own creatures. And so now that he goes out, he will have appointed the next pope, whoever it is. That's a given. But finally, I'm going to tell you the kinds of things that I believe he knew about that condemn him and his papacy to one of the worst in history, going down, I would say, after compared maybe to Alexander VI, the Borgia Pope. So take another look. I'm going to do another broadcast, and I'll tell you about the things I think that he knew that condemn him utterly to ignominious status.